Hello everybody, this is Indu Das and today we're going to look at a possibly a starter problem in a 2010 Toyota Highlander. So what happens is when I put my keys in here, I try to start the car. See, nothing happens. And the battery in this car is brand new. This is not even 2 days old. Earlier I was thinking there is a battery problem, and fortunately this battery was in the warranty. I bought it from Advanced Auto Parts last year in October. So they tested the battery, they found there was no problem, but they still replaced the battery for me. So the battery is brand new, and when I check the voltage in the battery, I can see that it's about 12.5 or so. Now this is where the starter is, the one which written H on it, that's the starter part. So I'm going to tap it a little bit and see if that helps. So I'm tapping it a little bit and see if it helps. So I did it a few rounds of tap here, but it still did not help. So I kind of sure that this is a starter problem now. So now I'm going to replace the starter. So naturally for that, so first I'll have to take the battery out, take the platform for the battery out, take this vent out, unplug all the cables, take the airbox out, and then I should have access to the starter. And also, if you have a small hand, or if your hand can easily fit without hurting you, you can try to go underneath and try to see that all the cables and the wiring harness are in place for the starter before you actually embark on changing the starter. So I tried to do that, and I thought everything was in place. So I press the cable etc. once again and see if it helped. Oh man. So yeah, I tried a few more tapping and actually making sure that all the wires are again pushed in. See somewhere here, if you look closely where the H sign is, there's a wire, and I'll try to click a picture too, but it still didn't help. So now my next thing is to just remove the old starter, put a new one back. Removing the battery is very easy. It's just 4 volts, 10 mm, 10 mm, another 10 mm, and then one 12 mm. Now for this one, this weird looking vent pipe or vacuum pipe that connects to the airbox. There are multiple ways. Either we can remove this front trimming, but I didn't want to do that. I simply wanted to pry it open a little bit, and then I thought that, or I saw that this 10 mm nut will go there very easily, and then also these trimming can be very easily pried up. So that's what I did. I just removed two of those and pried it open a little bit, and then inserted the 10 mm wrench, and then unbolted it from the top. So yeah, that's what I did. All right, so as you can see, this big vent type of thing is out. I'm going to leave it here. I can unhook this and can get the whole thing out, but I'm just going to leave it here for now because it's not going to obstruct anything. Now I'm going to move on to the air box, and this is exactly where we have the air filter. So I think there is one over here, one on the other side, and that, and then I have to loosen this up. That way this whole thing can come off, as well as this one. Alright, so I got some partial success here in removing this air box. As you can see, there was one nut here. There was another one on this side, which was kind of lost, so it made my job a little bit easier. And then there was this wiring harness which goes inside, I think, to gauge the quality of the air. So I just unscrewed it from these two places rather than unhooking it from here. So what I'm going to do it is to lift it up, remove the air filter from here, and then I'm going to try to see if I can remove the lower box. So if I can remove the lower box without removing the upper cover, then I should be able to reach the starter. Alright, so these two nuts are out. They were on the bottom of this, on these two sides, so that I took out. There are another two nuts, again everything 10 mm, which was holding this, which is holding the bracket. So I took them out. Then I'm realizing that this another kind of hose, or sorry, vent, that has to be unbolted here as well as here. So I ended up finally removing these two as well, because what was going on was projecting me, giving me some obstruction. So as you can see, in this particular case, there was some black tape here, and then the tiny little air hose that's stuck in here, and I think it was sealed somehow, so you have to kind of break that. So those are the things which was otherwise making it difficult to come off. They just simple clamp that you have to push it from the back. Same thing here, the air hose type of thing was completely stuck inside, so you have to use with the Phillips and then a flathead, and then kind of tuck it out. Alright, so finally I ended up getting the cover of the airbox out also. The mistake that I was doing was I was trying to open this guy, which is very difficult to open, where I should have opened this one. So again, number 10 here, loosen it up and the whole thing comes off, and that's the airbox right here, or the cover of the airbox. So now it will be easier to unhook this wiring harness on the back, and now the bottom portion of the airbox out also. So the trick here is that this one is, it goes like that. This is how it is holding the wire harness. So we have to put the flathead right apart, and then this thing comes off, and then the wiring harness comes off. So you have to do the same thing. I was trying to pull the whole thing out, and it was coming out to be very difficult. And now I have the area available to do whatever I want to do here. So this is the starter that I need to replace. This one is the starter, this guy. Alright, so as you can see, there are two wiring harness, one for the power here, I guess, another one I don't know, some sort of signal, I guess. So this power, this one here, it looks like 10 or 12 mm volt, that we have to unhook it and then it should come off. And this one is more like just press it here and then pull. Right, both the wiring harness out, as you can see. Now at the base of the starter there are two 14 mm bolt, one on the left and one on the right side, so that we have to unbolt, and I did that already, and then this whole thing just comes out. This is the old starter. Oh, this is heavy. So this is the old starter. Again, this is the place where the power cable was. This is the another wiring harness. This is the one place where you have 14 mm. This is one place we have another 14 mm, and that's it. And this is how it looks, this well over here when the starter came off. Alright, so all of my battery and vents and covers, everything that is supposed to be out to make way for I bought this new remanufactured car paste starter from Advanced Auto Parts. It costed me $125 after refunding of the port charges, and that's what I'm going to use. And this matches exactly what the size wise, everything else, it matches exactly what the car originally had. You can see also here there's another one that I bought from Amazon, and I wouldn't recommend because I spent $25 on it, and it is about an inch or so taller than the original one, and it didn't it fit somehow, but then it didn't work. So now I'm going to try. I just picked up one from the local store, and that's what I'm going to try and see if it works. Alright, so the new starter is in. It took a little bit of wiggling. It was not sitting properly, so you have to first feel it that it really goes all the way in before you start tightening the nut. It's a 14 number in in all these 2-3 places, and this the wiring harness just plugs in. This is the power. So this one is in. The rest other things should be straightforward, just in reverse order. Alright, so the base of airbox is in. I have not tightened everything, but just put it in. The airbox top cover is also in. Alright, next is this weird looking air pipe or vacuum pipe. See, it connects here, connects there, and then it goes on the bottom of the airbox. So you just have to make sure that it fits all in there. So that's what I just did. Alright, now both the weird looking vent or vacuum vent is installed now, the top one as well as the bottom one. And the only thing remaining is the battery. So I'm just going to do the battery now. And now battery is also seated. I just have to kind of tighten this up, and that should be it. Alright, so everything is now tightened up in place. Just want to make sure that nothing is loose or disconnected, and then give it a try. If it still does not work, that would mean that probably some of this electrical wiring harness type of problem, maybe something is rotten or kind of cut from inside. I do not know. I hope it works, but we'll see. Moment of truth now. And it worked. As you can see, it hesitated a little bit, but it worked. Perfect. Bingo. Whoa, can't believe this. So just to summarize, guys, be very careful when you buy the starter. The one starter that I bought from Amazon, I spent time and effort and it didn't work, and I was thinking maybe this is a different problem. So then finally I ended up picking the starter from Advanced Auto Parts. It's a car paste starter, known company. Even though it was remanufactured, more the price, I still ended up buying this. This was the original one, so never get this one. This is the item that looked like, but it was a little bit bigger, but then this one didn't work. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.